had a really graphic dream about a child falling onto the tracks of a subway. I kept trying to, like, I remember grabbing his hand, but, like, his hands were full of blood, so, like, I dropped him because he was slippery. And then the train hit him. Is the long and short of it. It was a long dream, and it was kind of awful. I stretched.
And another victim. This work certainly is trying.
What? I just sort of walked around.
I figured a book like you would be into all this word stuff, Vice.
Like, I walked around, I petted a cat.
Even I have my exceptions. Now let's be off.
That sucks, Star. See, I mostly remember, like, snuggling on the couch with my grandmother when I was little, and she'd open the window so we could hear the trains go by and the sounds they make. Like their horns and stuff. A colony of massive sculptures was visible in the distance, their tall forms scraping against the sky. Vice and Loveshine had never seen such a sight, and their eyes widened as they tried to take it in.
Those buildings must be huge if we can see them from this far away. What do you think, Vice?
As Vice considered his answer, the sun beat down on them with renewed ferocity.
Perhaps they are some manner of mirage.
Under this heat, a mirage or two would hardly be an unexpected sight. Loveshine nodded and wiped the sweat off his brow, leaving a trail of sand in its place. He thought he'd never been so thirsty. The ancient road on which they walked was black and cracked with age. Here and there, thin wisps of grass pushed up to the rocky surface, as if defying those who had laid this material down over their home. The heat reflecting from the road made Loveshine lightheaded. His feet hurting, he crouched down to rest. I don't know how much longer I can do this. Is someone playing a joke on us or what? The complaining had already begun. Vice tried not to let his eyes roll too much. A joke, he said. No joke. This road leads to the city of art. Perhaps the path itself is simply some manner of grand artistic work. You don't sound very sure of yourself there. Perhaps not, but thinking of it in this way might make it easier for you to bear. Loveshine glanced at Vice's grinning face, shook his head, and resumed walking. As time passed, Loveshine's feet grew more painful, and his throat drier than he thought possible. He tried not to look further than the next step ahead, because the bright sunlight made him hesitant to trust his own senses. "We are definitely getting closer," said Vice, in an effort to cheer his companion. Yes, this much is certain. Encouraged, Loveshine lifted his gauge. Suddenly, he stopped walking, choosing instead to stand in the middle of the road with his mouth and eyes wide open, and his finger pointing in the distance. Water! It's water! Uh-oh, is that a mirage? Water? Asked Vice. Preposterous, I don't see any water. Over there, just ahead of us, look, the sun is reflecting off of it. Without waiting for a response, Loveshine sprang to life and bounded towards the sight. What in the... There was no water. There was nothing but sand in every direction. Loveshine closed his eyes and sighed as Vice floated up behind him and chuckled softly. I believe this is known as a mirage, he said. Many a desert traveler has spoken of such things. Loveshine shook his head, bewildered. Suddenly, he pointed off in the distance, his eyes wide once more. Wait! There it is! I just missed it! Look, it's right... Oh, God. Loveshine's an idiot. Sprinted off again, leaving Vice with no choice but to follow. After a few minutes of running, Loveshine came to a halt. Could have sworn it was right around here. Confused, he put his hands up to his eyes and rubbed them vigorously. As soon as he stopped, he noticed a blue shimmering pool of clear water just over the next rise. With a shout, he bounded off in search of it. The chase continued for nearly an hour until an exasperated Vice finally floated up to Loveshine and struck him in the face with his cover. Enough, you blithering idiot! Stop this at once! There is no water here. Loveshine's face clouded. There isn't? Oh god. There is not! Perhaps next time you will listen to me when I tell you as much. Vice paused for a moment, then continued speaking in a slightly kinder tone. However, I suppose this mad chase was not altogether wasted. It seems we have arrived in the city of art. Loveshine looked up. Stretched out before him was a row of impossibly tall sculptures. Their journey was at an end. You're huge! Cried Loveshine, completely forgetting the heat and pain of the past few hours. I've never seen anything so big. Each sculpture was formed from roughly the same shape, a tall rectangle that stretched up toward the sky. But that is where the similarities ended. Most were covered with paints of glass, skyscrapers, that reflected light in thousands of directions, while others seemed to be nothing but frames of steel. Some had tall spires on their tops, while others possessed triangular caps. What kind of city is this? Said Loveshine. Where are the people? Where are the houses? Perhaps the land is intended exclusively for artistic use. The debate continued as they made their way through the city. Miracles of artistry were everywhere. Great iron crates with wheels sat silent on steel rails. Beautifully carved works with lights of red, amber, and green dangled over every street. So a train and... or maybe trams? Oh gosh, there's like fur everywhere. And stoplights? As they moved away from the massive sculptures, they found a great array of smaller ones. Some were covered in glass or brick, but many were composed of materials they had never before encountered. The sheer variety of colors and styles was staggering. Unable to find a theme or purpose to the abstract works around them, Loveshine and Vice eventually fell silent. On the outskirts of the city, they discovered 3 sculptures in the shape of humans. Loveshine uttered a sigh of relief as he approached them. Finally! I was getting tired of modern art. The 3 statues were indistinguishable except for a single word chiseled into their right arms. One read Alpha, one read Beta, and the final one read Gamma. As Loveshine moved to touch the nearest statue, a bird flew from the top of one of the sculptures, alighting on the statue's shoulder, and emitted a brief, beautiful song that took the form of words. Only one form is real, the others are false. The real form will always speak the truth. The false ones will only speak lies. With that, the bird departed. As if on cue, the 3 statues shuddered to life, acquiring color and form as they began to breathe. Hey, look at that, said Loveshine. They're alive. The triplets bowed low before Loveshine. Please, said Alpha, you have to get me out of this nightmare. I am real. Stop lying, said Beta. He turned to Loveshine and threw his hands in the air. Alpha's a fake, you know. I'm the real one. What a load of crap, said Gamma. Beta is a fake. Everyone knows I'm the real one around here. The respective pleas given, the 3 statues returned to their frozen state as silence once again enveloped the city. When you consider all the statements, only one of them could be the real thing. Loveshine furrowed his eyebrows and considered his answer. Only one form is real, the others are false. The real form will always speak the truth, the false ones will only speak lies. What did they say again? So it's not Beta. I mean Gamma. Oh, shoot. I know Gamma said everyone knows that I'm the real one, right? Or something like that. And no one knows anything. So that means Gamma's lying. What did... But that means if Gamma said Beta isn't real, if I say I don't have a clue, can I listen to it again? Just to make sure. Otherwise my guess is Beta. Try to clear his mind. Okay. Yeah, okay, it is Beta. Though Loveshine's voice betrayed a notable lack of confidence, he was relieved to see Vice nodding at him. If Alpha were telling the truth, began Vice in the dry tones of a lecture, Beta and Gamma would be fakes. But in that case, Gamma's claim that Beta is fake would be truth, even though Gamma is a liar. Therefore, that theory crumbles. Well, let us presume that Gamma spoke the truth. That makes Alpha and Beta liars. In this situation, however, Beta is calling Alpha a liar, which would leave us with two statues telling the truth. Finally, let us assume that Beta is telling the truth. If so, Alpha and Gamma's lies would make sense. Therefore, Beta must be real. Yup. As Vice finished his explanation, Alpha and Gamma crumbled soundlessly into dust while Beta sprang to life once more. Congratulations, villager, said Vice in a cheerful tone. The time to awaken has arrived. Thank you for saving me, cried the villager. He dropped to his knees and bowed his head as low as it could go before an uncomfortable Loveshine pulled him to his feet. Why did you have a dream like this? Asked Vice. Have you been to this city before? The villager slowly looked around at the bizarre objects and sculptures that dotted the landscape, then shook his head. I don't think so. I mean, it's impossible, right? There's no way I could have ever been to a place like this. But at the same time, I feel like I've seen it before. Deja vu, muttered Loveshine, just like the mayor. The vague sense of unease that struck Loveshine during the mayor's dream spread once more through his mind.
That was rough.
I am positive I have seen that place before.
Okay, that's enough. Don't need you getting all weird on me too. Okay, there. Now all the villagers can wake up, right?
Yes, if the mayor's assumption was correct. I think I have had enough wordplay to last a lifetime. Thank you very much.
You're telling me. Anyway, let's go see the mayor.